probably all the clips were basically everything being equal in such ways, because I found a little bit of equality or inequality in every clip. In the Common Core confusion, would you say that having like uniform, would you say having uniform education was a good thing, or were they being overly excessive? Like,
well, I feel that it was a good idea, but the implementation was wrong. Like when he made fun of the questions in it, you could see why people were against this test. Even though at first it seemed like it was a good idea to like get the states on the same level and have them stop competing for funds, like Bush's No Child Left Behind was.
yeah, because even in the clip, when he was like, "Oh, well, I mean that's fine, because that's what I do when I write my when I do my pay my bill for the restaurant. I just draw an arrow and tell the agent, then I write them like, hey, find the error." Like, it was a really good joke, but I really think like overall they were being like over exaggerating, which is basically what this is though. But it's like I believe that it was a good idea because the Common Core, like uniform education, it actually helps and it shows like everybody trying to progress as one.
Yeah, it's a good idea once you like when you're showing actual real life situations. Once they take the real life situations, then they see the kids actually starting doing good. Then they start to take it a step farther and then put in these other things that have like literally nothing to do with the actual real life situations. So
like based off of that, because he was making you say it was like Common Core is a good thing, but he was kind of making it sound like it wasn't a really good idea. So based off of his persona, like he's an informal, he's well intentioned, but he's a really informal news reporter, I guess. So do you think because of that persona, his arguments influence audience in a bad way, or like is it a good thing?
I feel that it makes the audience just try to, when you hear someone talking informally or you're like speaking blindly, you kind of try to form an argument and whatnot to make it more educated so you can counteract that. So I think he's in a way making them want to say something so you can get their opinion, their side of the story, how they feel about the Common Core and whatnot. So he knows how the people feel about the Common Core test and whatnot.
Do you think like it helps them develop their own
Yeah, I think it helps them develop.
Yeah, I feel like based on like his experience and ethos with the subject, that they feel they can agree with him more and feel more comfortable with their own opinions.
I feel that.
I feel like they wouldn't. I don't know. It's just what I think, or other people agree. But I feel like they wouldn't take it as seriously, even though it's like a serious topic, because he's making fun of everything. Like they're gonna be like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, like even though like everyone knows like Martin Luther King was like not it was really a serious topic, but the way when he changed the speech at the end, like, and he made it a joke, like what did he change it to? And he was like, I have a dream that one day the sons of former slave owners and slaves will be able to sit at the table, sit at the table together, unless it happens to be like, you know, then he just like completely went off topic. So it was just like after that, as soon as he hit the unless, it was like, it became a really big joke. So everyone knows though, Martin Luther King, it was like, yeah, his dream was basically, you know, to have everybody equal, and in the affirmative action one, it was just basically saying like, there's no equality, and oh, this is what Martin Luther King fought for. Like, he fought for us to not be equal all those years. That was the joke, but everyone understood like, oh, okay, he's over it. Yeah, like he means the complete opposite. He's being very sarcastic, but you got his point.
Like in some scenarios, although it is like serious and they're like laughing at it, most of the time they're probably laughing because it's true.
Well, going back to what she said about the Martin Luther King, he was making fun of Bill O'Reilly, which he was conservative. He said, he was saying how he was kind of making fun of his thesis that equality is not real, and the only reason why he changed the Martin Luther King speech to like, I have an opinion with a stream or something like that, was to even though it's controversial, he's playing this conservative but over exaggerating. So he did that not to make fun of the subject or the matter, but to kind of expose how ridiculous Bill O'Reilly's thesis is.
Bill O'Reilly's thesis was pretty ridiculous. Because did anybody else catch that when he said, my fellow Irishman, Shaquille O'Neal?
Yes.
And who's...
That was.
Well, I feel like Colbert was more just mocking O'Reilly's logic and politicians in general, like because O'Reilly's logic was flawed, and he would like try and defend it. And by defending it, he was making fun of it when he said like, "Oh, Bill O'Reilly's not as handsome as George Clooney, so gays can't get married." Yeah. That was O'Reilly's logic.
So he kind of makes it sound like he's like you said, like he's supporting O'Reilly, but that by supporting him, he's also ridiculing him and exposing him.
Yeah.
We went from, basically, we went from taking black people, making them slaves, and then for the slaves to finally gain rights, to be discriminated against, and for the discriminated slaves, turning into citizens, trying to gain rights, and when they finally gain rights, it's just kind of like slaves, discriminated against citizens, and now we're kind of back to the
Yeah, we're going
drawing board.
backwards.
Yeah, we go forward and we take 5 more steps back. 100 more. 500 more.
A whole marathon.
A whole millennium.
Like, what I also noticed too, like, I'm not that much of a big politics person that to say that I know what's going on with the world and say I could support every bill or everything that goes on. I also noticed too, like, with his persona in the satire, he tried to dumb it down to a language that we're able to understand too, like in some of the videos. Like, for instance, about how you said about the MLK, about Martin Luther King, and then some posts that he said about fear fraud, the Americans after the fear fraud videos that we noticed that, oh, those are easy because he's picking on the Mexican guy because he takes all the jobs. And then for the comic confusion, as also I noticed too that not only was he saying it's like uniforms a good thing, but also about how kids are stressing about the test and how the parents will take an opinion, oh, that's not such a good thing because the kids shouldn't be so much stressed about this one test, about the one reading test that they should support. And I just feel like what my understanding, it was just, he was able to explain it with a certain persona to a level that we're able to understand even though we don't have that much pride knowledge in politics.
Because if you see in the description all the time, it shows I think TV 14, and you know, we've gone through elementary, middle school, and we're basically at the age to understand that. We've seen all Martin Luther King, we've seen Martin Luther King go back in time 100 times by this time. We understand all the social and the comedy, and I guess now. And, you know, at middle school, that's when I started discovering stereotypes more and more. My dad watched black television. I laughed at that. He laughed at that. I never understood what he was laughing about because I never did get black humor. And in middle school, there was a whole bunch of stereotypes with Mexicans and all kinds of this stuff. High school, I understand it now. I laugh at it because it's there. But like you said, he kind of dumbs it down and he makes it understandable because he's trying to show people from young ages to the people that are crazy about politics and all such